Hello, I'm Will. What I do is I talk a lot about staff safety. Now here at Quell, where I work, what we also get is a lot of questions. And we get them through social media, or we get them from emails, or we get them on, shall we say, our attendees on our classrooms. And what they do is they ask us questions about equipment. There's loads more than that. Or they ask us about approaches to training or incidents. And one of the questions I got the other day, which I'm quite happy to answer, is, well, where does personal safety come into it? And I says, in what sense? And he said, well, we've got lone work, we've got dealing with, shall we say, or engaging with violence and aggression, but where does personal safety come in? And I said, well, personal safety is, in a sense, I know it sounds funny, but is nearly everything in a sense. Personal safety is, do you take your personal safety seriously enough? Or does your organisation look at it from a point of view, well, we make sure our staff are aware of their own personal safety? And I said, well, personal safety can interact with lone work, it can interact when we're engaging with people, or it can interact even when we're on the phone. But personal safety goes into, shall we say, a bit of a bigger scope, because it can deal with things like where people are working late in the evenings, or they're travelling, or shall we say they work with others within a building, or even a retail or hospitality, and how they can actually make sure they're safe when they're engaging with, shall we say, guests in a hotel, or members of the public, or customers. It's all that remit in it, and also encourage them to make them realise, well, it's their responsibility as well, their own personal safety. So do they make sure they tell people where they are, or where they're going, or what they're up to? Do they make sure that if they are, shall we say, in a building, that somebody knows exactly where they are within that building? If they're going to go speak to somebody, have they said, well, I'm going to go speak to this person? Or even to bigger scope of thinking of things like, do they carry enough equipment with them? Say they're travelling in their vehicle. Do they keep, shall we say, torches or inflatable tyre foam? Or do they make sure their mobile phone's charged? Or when they're going into meetings, do they know who they're meeting? You see, personal safety courses are all about trying to encourage the individual to take a little bit more responsibility of their own personal safety and think to themselves, right, am I prepared? Anyone that's done my courses will know that I always go on a lot about prevention is better than the cure. And I always talk about, well, if we can make sure we put the foundations in place, i.e. we put them little bricks in place, well, if we do have an incident, we're going to react, shall we say, more confidently. And I suppose that's what personal safety is, in a sense. Building confidence with staff to make sure that they realise, well, if you do these little tiny things, you can improve your personal safety and reduce the risk. Personal safety sometimes isn't taken seriously enough. It's one of those things, unfortunately, that when people have a thing, they think, well, it'll never happen to me. Or they'll worry about it when it happens. When they collide, that's what you call shock. So if you want to know more about personal safety, don't hesitate. Get in touch, look at the various videos on our YouTube site, have a look at various articles we put on our LinkedIn channel, and you might be surprised that we might be in a position to help you improve you or your staff's personal safety. Stay safe, whatever you're doing, and bye for now.